Good day, English 1002. Welcome and greetings from the campus of Louisiana State University, Eunice. We're moving into Module 3. As you watch this video, you're preparing to do your assignments for the new slate. Hopefully by now you've turned in the crime scene report. You're ready to move on to the movie review. Before we get into that next writing assignment, though, I want you to kind of get an appreciation of the bigger picture of the course. Module 3 is the activities you're going to do in Module 3, I think, provide a good transition. It's an alternating activity from Module 2, Module 4, and Module 6, where you're going to be doing, look what I wrote, peer review and response. In these alternating modules, you're going to take a break from the drafting and the writing and the posting and the peer review to start doing some research, exploring possible topics that you'll focus on in greater depth and more detail during the latter part of the course, where we concentrate on the research paper. You understand the course is going to end with the composition of a documented essay, a research paper. Your topic or your subject of that paper is going to be any one of the authors and poets that you're being introduced to in modules 1 through 5. So in Module 3, you're going to see your forum activity is not going to be a peer review and response forum in the sense of posting drafts and be writing. It will be an interactive forum, but it's called You Search Review. It's going to be, you're going to be asked to find 3 different resources of information at the Literary History website, and that's right there at the beginning of my courses under the Essential Course Information section where you log in. There's also instructions to find it in the instructions for that forum in Module 3. But you're going to look up articles of information about the authors and about the literary selections that you've read so far in the course. Identify things, topics that are interesting to you, and the instructions proceed to tell you what to do as far as posting brief critical reviews of information sources that you find interesting. You're not at this point declaring a topic for the documented essay. You're going to be able to choose that topic later on. But what you're doing, you're going through a series of possibilities. You're exploring things that interest you. You're looking at authors. You're looking at things you've read that you find interesting. And you might change your mind every other week between now and the end of Module 5. And that's when you're going to have to make a final decision about what your research topic is going to be. But this forum is going to provide a means of exploration for that. In addition, you're going to meet 3 new authors that will be added to the list of potential subjects. Eudora Welty, a Southern writer from Mississippi, a contemporary of Faulkner actually, who was also a Mississippian. A satirical, outrageous, almost comic strip story called Why I Live at the P.O. Just as Poe's narrator in The Telltale Heart provide an example of an unreliable narrator, somebody we're not sure to believe, so will Welty's character in Why I Live at the P.O., although you'll find her character is much more comic than Poe's madman. You're also going to read an American classic, Steinbeck, John Steinbeck, his story of the chrysanthemums, written in I think the 1930s. Classic American short story, classic Steinbeck, in fact. And you're also going to read 2 very short stories by by a writer with very strong Louisiana connections, Kate Chopin. She was a writer of the latter part of the 19th century. She wrote stories that were so controversial in her time that many of them were not published in her time, and they certainly weren't read and discussed like one of the ones you're going to read, The Storm. Deals distinctly with the issue of marital infidelity. The other story, The Story of an Hour, features a housewife who is actually happy when she hears news that her husband has died. Chopin was considered a feminist way ahead of her times, and also the fact that she has Louisiana connections makes her interesting to a lot of our students. One other thing to keep in mind as you work through Module 3, you're also going to be looking at your topic choice for your second essay, which is going to be a movie review. Yes, a regular, plain old movie review, the kind that you might read in a magazine or newspaper. You're going to be a critic. There is a list of full-length feature topics, full-length feature films based on literary selections written by the authors you've studied this far. I won't go over that list right now. It's in my courses. You'll want to download that and start looking into which of these movies you might be interested in watching. Some you may have already seen, actually. All of the movies are locatable. They're not that hard to find. Between Netflix and the stores that rent movies, students never have any trouble finding copies of the movies. Some of the movies are actually available in YouTube, broken up into parts, but that's okay. That'll save you the cost of renting a movie, and you can do everything right there at home. But at any rate, you're going to have to choose a movie. You're going to have to view the movie maybe 2 or 3 or 4 times. A lot of critics, in preparing a movie review, might see the movie more than once. And we'll say a lot more about the technique of writing the movie review in the instructions that you read, and also some resources that I provided in Module 4 when we'll actually get into drafting the review of the movie that you want to see. So, what I want you to understand, even though the movie review deadline is way off into the to the future, but between then you're going to have to choose a movie and watch a movie before you can write a review of it. So that's something you need to put on your to-do list and plan to do in the coming, shall we say, weeks, but not too many weeks, maybe the next couple of weeks. And that's pretty much where we are right now. So Module 3 is a break from peer review and response, but we're planning for the next writing activity while we're also doing some background research and investigation in hopes of finding a literary topic that's going to fuel our curiosity and drive our interest, so that we're going to come up with a strong research paper when we get to the end of the course. Okay, I look forward to Module 3. I look forward to the change of pace. I look forward to seeing you share your research and what you find interesting. It'll be a good time. Be sure to contact me if you have questions about anything that you're supposed to be doing. I'll meet you in Module 3.